90.3 FM. Check the time right now. It's 10:42 a.m. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. And of course, this time around, I want to read all of your messages, the one you sent this morning, and then also take your calls. But before I do that, let me put some things in right perspective. All right, let me also get to drop some information right now. And I would want you to get very close to your radio set right about now, because I'll drop a couple of information for you, the one you need, like hot stories right now. And then for those who's been requesting for, those who've been asking me to play, Oshiomhole's speech, I will do that. The full video now, go play now. I'll play the full speech, and then we move. All right? Is that fine? And aside that, I will also tell you something much later. Just chill. Follow me, everyone. We're streaming across all of our social media platforms. Feel free to join the conversation right now. All right? Get to YouTube, everyone. Drop a message for me on YouTube. Get to YouTube. Type VOP 90.3 FM, and you're just right there with me. VOP 90.3 FM, and you're good to go. Get to the comment section, and like I said, do drop your comment, your view, your take on your opinion, alongside your query. Yes. Welcome, everyone. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. And I'll begin with this story. Yeah, I'll begin with this story. Let me not start with this story. Let me go here instead. But I'll come back. I'll come back to this for a reason. Don't worry. Let me skip that story first. Now, the federal government's ambitious efforts to overhaul the nation's tax laws has moved a step closer, to reality, following the submission of over 200 memoranda by diverse stakeholders to Senate and House of Representatives. The National Assembly's public hearing, which saw the participation of various interest groups, marked a pivotal moment in the country's quest to reform its tax system. Held to discuss the proposed tax reforms. The public hearing attracted contributions from a broad spectrum of individuals and organizations. These included government agencies, private sector players, civil society groups, and of course tax professionals, all offering their perspectives on how to reshape the country's tax framework. A primary focus of the discussion was on striking a balance between fostering economic growth, improving revenue generation, and addressing the concerns of citizens and businesses alike. Diverse stakeholders' voices. Now, the hearings revealed a range of opinions on the tax reform bills, with many stakeholders providing constructive feedback aimed at improving the proposals. In total, the House of Representatives alone received 54 memoranda, underscoring the wide-reaching interest and varying perspective on the issue. The bills, which aim to modernize the country's tax laws, have sparked both support and, of course, opposition. Okay, what I'm just trying to let you know is that as regards tax in Nigeria, NLC, Afenifere, ACF, Ohaneze, and of course 169 others floored NAS, that is the National Assembly, with memoranda, several memoranda. Yeah, I'm just trying to give you, that update. So you should, okay. And away from that, I also mentioned this morning that bishops or Catholic bishops under the umbrella of the Catholic Bishops Conference of Nigeria, CBCN, have raised the alarm of an imminent crisis that might befall Nigeria, urging the political leaders to take urgent action to address the growing challenges before they become late. The bishops at the opening session of the 2025 first plenary meeting of the CBNCN at the Catholic Secretariat of Nigeria in Abuja highlighted the growing challenge of youth unemployment and their general dissatisfaction with the entire governance system, and warned that they might soon be forced to take the laws into their hands, a development they feared might be catastrophic. Yeah. Catholic or Nigeria is sitting on a ticking time bomb, according to Catholic bishops, and they're warning, the government of the day to do something as quickly as possible. Okay, away from that, I did not mention this one earlier. I did not mention this one this morning, but let me quickly roll. Let me roll with this story. A family of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has called for the sanction of the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Soho, and Justice Binta Yanko, over alleged disobedience to court orders. The family said that the flagrant disobedience, to court orders by Justice Soho and Yanko as presiding judges had brought the judiciary into disrepute. A statement signed yesterday in Abuja by his brother Emmanuel Kanu on behalf of the family, made available to journalists, highlighted key judicial pronouncements from Nigeria's court and international bodies, all of which it claimed ruled in favor of Kanu's release. Kanu, however, commended the timely intervention of Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat, Kikereakun, in ensuring that the decade-long trial was duly reassigned to competent judges. What is Kanu saying? Or his family, rather, is saying Kanu's family wants judges sanctioned over alleged court disobedience. That's just information. Kanu's family wants that to happen. And then, as regards Akpabio and Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, we hear that the 6-month suspension of Senator Akpoti, following her allegations against Senator Godswill Akpabio, has drawn debates on gender, power, and political fairness in Nigeria. Though the Senate had said her suspension was not related to, her fight with Akpabio, but due to her alleged incessant violation of the Senate rules, many Nigerians, particularly those from the north, have continued to raise concern on the place of women in Nigerian politics. While some view the current development as a reflection of the challenge of the challenges female politicians face, others see it as a political dispute with broader implications for the Senate's integrity. Okay, Akpabio versus Natasha, women leaders, activists, analysts pass verdict, as growing concerns emerge in the northern part of Nigeria. That is what is happening right now. Okay, this is Voice of the People, and we are 90.3 FM. Now, let me now come back to that story that I decided to just skip. Here is the story. There is growing fear and concern over the safety of bombs and other high-caliber weapons and armaments reportedly stored at the Lagos Air Force Base. I want to say that again because this will lead me to a story. I said that there are growing concerns, or there are growing fears and concerns over the safety of bombs and other high-caliber weapons reportedly stored at the Lagos Air Force Base, as the military facility remained disconnected by the electricity distribution company in charge of the area at the weekend. The presence of potentially dangerous, what do I call them now? I'm careful, calling them, some certain names, the presence of, these ammunitions, so close to the heavily populated area of Ikeja, heightened public, anxiety, especially given the ongoing power, blackout at the area. The base had been in darkness for more than 16 days, and when all efforts to settle, the 4 billion naira debt allegedly owed Ikeja Electric Company by the Air Force failed, some armed military personnel invaded and vandalized both the corporation headquarters and the Oshodi unit offices of the company. The rampaging Air Force personnel were reportedly to have held both the staff and visitors, including some journalists on duty at the premises, hostage for hours, after which they subjected them to torture and seized their personal belongings. It was also gathered that at the end of the invasion, some staff of the electric company were whisked away, while about 40 official vehicles belonging to the company were forcefully seized and taken to the military base. Now, as at Friday, that is last week Friday, it was learned that top officials of the power company held a meeting with high-ranking officers of the Air Force, including Lagos State government officials at Alausa, after which far-reaching decisions were taken to ensure that normalcy returned while the efforts were on top gear to resolve the issue. Now, I want to talk about the high-caliber, armaments that are there, But however, reports hinted that as of yesterday, electricity was yet to be restored to the base, therefore heightening fears in both military circles and the civilian populace of a possible explosion of high-caliber armaments and missiles that are stored in the base. Everyone is scared of what might happen since there is no light. A military source intimated, journalists that if the darkness continues, it must cause serious damage and harm to residents of Lagos and other neighboring states as a result of uncontrollable heat that will result from the blackout. According to the source, in quote, let me quote him now. It says, "We have been managing solar and generators since the blackout, since it started. But they are not enough to power coolants in the warehouse where the bombs and missiles are stored. Worse still, the cost of powering the generators with fuel is taking its toll, and if the heat becomes unbearable, there must be an explosion. There are about 150, about 200 or 250 and 500 kg highly explosive, and in event of an explosion, incalculable damages and losses worse than the last bomb explosion in Ikeja many years ago will be recorded in Lagos and neighboring states." And he started mentioning, the heavy bombs that are currently there, and if something is not done about it, they might just blow off. Now, I want to balance this now. Let's look at it critically. Ikeja Electric is talking about how much? About 4 billion? That Air Force is owing them, right? Now, that aside, let's now talk about the lives that are attached, the lives that would be lost if this is allowed to happen. You are owing 4 billion. Yes. But I think this can be sorted out in a very calm, unique manner, in a very, very professional manner. I don't know. I think Lagos State government is on it right now, so I wouldn't want to say too much. I wanted to bring in some presents from the Air Force base down to the studio this morning, and then some, Ikeja Electric personnel. Let's hear from both sides what is really happening. I'm still trying to put a call across to see if, they will take my call. But then I understand the situation of things right now. But then we will still discuss that. And if I'm able to get them in, I will do that immediately. Okay? So just let's keep our fingers crossed. Now, there are fears over bombs stored at Lagos Air Force Base because Ikeja Electric says you guys are owing us. So if that thing goes off, what's going to happen? The damage will be much more than 4 billion, I guess. Yes, I guess. So that's why, for me, I feel something amicable should be done. Something really should be done as quickly as possible. First of all, we should talk about the lives of the people, the lives of ordinary Nigerians, whether civilian or military. Lives are very, very important. One life cannot be compared to 4 billionaire at all. Just one. Talk less, several lives that will be lost, and properties and all of that. And Air Force is not even talking about Lagos alone. It's talking about the surrounding states. You can imagine what that means. We have to be careful, people. We really, really have to be careful. We have to be careful. Yeah. And then, let's not talk about Ikeja Electric, on the other hand. Aside Air Force Base, several Nigerians have been complaining that these guys are not giving enough light, enough power, especially in the night. Those that are in band A or one band or the other have been complaining bitterly. You pay for band A, you're not getting it. You're not getting what you pay for. You pay for band B, you're on your own. Band C, you're on your own. It's as if it's like if you are bandless, go, it's even better. But then Ikeja Electric will always give you reasons, one reason or the other, why things are like this. I remember I've received several petitions or several reports from Shogunle area, from Oshodi area, from several areas around Lagos, begging and pleading that Ikeja Electric should do the needful. But up until now, nothing. Last night, there was still darkness around. Seriously. And then, these private guys, IKEDC, or what's it called? Ibadan, what do they call them again? What are they doing? All of these discos, what are they doing? What are they doing? This will lead me to what Oshiomhole said, that the federal government still have close to 60% of whatever those guys think they have. That the federal government still have about 60% of it. So they just control 40. But then they decide what happens, and federal government cannot say anything. You buy transformer. Your community will come together and buy a transformer. And they'll tell you to come and pay for installation. They'll tell you to come and pay for the wires and everything before you can be connected. And after that, that transformer belongs to the power holding company, not even that community anymore. So you come together, you buy a transformer that belongs to government. But really, let's look at it. Is it actually government? It's private organization, really. My question is, the federal government, the state government should be able to do something about this. It's still an eyesore that in our country we are facing issues of power. When Ghana is celebrating years. Like for years, they never take light for Ghana. In Nigeria, we are still, when NEPA, hey, up NEPA. What? In this generation? 21st century? No. Now, I played this morning. What Oshiomhole said as regards power holding company. As regards electricity issues in Nigeria. I will play it again, and then we'll get talking. I'll play this speech, this comment by Oshiomhole, and then read your messages first. Then we'll now start talking. Is that fine? Beautiful. Let's talk. But let's listen to Oshiomhole first.
Wish of my colleagues, the idea of privatizing electricity. My main argument then was that the beauty of capitalism and of private ownership is that in seeking to make profit, they will render a service. But the danger of public ownership is that whether they render service or not, they draw my main argument then in the name of correcting was that what the beauty of I could never have imagined as it is today that a private person will collect money for services he did not render. And the Nigerian people are helpless. Even we here as privileged class have had to buy the transformer that I use here in the heart of Abuja. And to install it, I have to persuade, negotiate, and even effect payment to Abuja distribution, whatever, to connect the transformer I have procured personally with my resources. And hereafter, this transformer becomes the property of the disco. And every month, I am asked to pay bill on brand A or whatever.
Under your transformer.
Like you said, sir, every state governors, or most, spend public funds, buy transformers for communities. And then you still have to contribute money. Many of us, very soon, when we go back to the electorate, they are going to tell us that for 1 year, for 2 years, they've had no light. What is the problem? No transformer. And then they ask you a senator to go out and buy the transformer. You look for the money, you buy the transformer. And then they say, NEPA says you have to pay for them to connect the transformer to their grid. If cables are faulty, you buy the cable for them to install it. Even right now, I have requests from several communities asking me to buy the transformer and to get them connected. And yet, sir, the key element in distribution is transformer and cables, among others. So if these ones are now being procured by state government using public funds and individuals using their personal resources, what is the cost that these discos are incurring? Now, worse, the money they claim to have paid, because the logic of privatization was to inject private capital into these services. In truth, they went to borrow from Nigeria depositor funds in various banks, thereby killing some of those banks who have now become the liability of AMCON, which itself is also a contradiction about the logic of free market. And what they have borrowed, Mr. President, since the privatization took place, what they have borrowed through CBN and other sources is 10 times more than the amount they claim to have paid to become owners of those discos. Lastly, sir, as things stand, discos own not more than 60%, quote, own. So it is arguable where the total money you have borrowed from public sources is more than your private capital, whether you can still claim to be privately owned. 40%, as we speak, still belong to the federal government. But sir, there are no governing councils. There is no governing board for this discourse. So federal government owns 60% of a business and it has no say in the board of those companies. So there is no corporate governance. The one of Edo is owned by a pharmacist. The wife is a banker. The pharmacy becomes the chairman. The banker becomes the MD. They mismanage Edo economy, Delta economy, Ondo economy, Ekiti economy, and we are down right now in crisis. Even I, sir, that I don't live in Benin, my bill every month, I can't even afford it. So, Mr. President, I support the motion by my very good friend who lost an earlier motion, thanks to the vigilance of Mr. Senate President and your commitment to protect the poor. But this motion can benefit from a radical review, including the option of revoking the ill-conceived, ill-executed privatization and revisit it in line with the renewed agenda of Mr. President, that no one shall pay for services to a private Nigerian who did not render that service. We are going to a petrol station to buy fuel without a pump. And the person selling the fuel tells us this is the amount of liter I have injected. You have no means to verify it. May your leadership, sir, or common as it is, be the one that gives us the political will to revisit and protect Nigerians, rich or poor, who have been victimized by the fake new owners of this discourse. Thank you, Mr. President.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Okay. Now, what would you say? What is your opinion as regards that speech by Oshiomhole? What he said so far? What is your opinion? Okay, we'll talk about that shortly. I really want this conversation, the conversation this morning to be very, very elaborate. Everyone is free to jump in, okay, and have your own say. Don't forget I told you that as regards Akpabio and Natasha, that women leaders, analysts, of course, have passed verdict as there are growing concerns emerging from, the north, right? But away from that, as regards this light issue, this electricity issue, somebody is saying something. His name is Lawansin Amadi. He said, good morning. The reason the Air Force is given is not why they should act the way they did. If you don't pay your debt, there's always a penalty. That's what he's saying. If you don't pay your debt, there's always a penalty. Now, let's look at the penalty very, very well. The effect of the penalty is what I'm talking about. Is what I'm for. The effect of that penalty. If you take off light from the Air Force base, what will happen? It's not to humans. It's not to the people. We're not talking about we're talking about the ammunition, the bombs that are in there. That's my own concern. All right? There should be a way these guys will find, sort out your debt or whatever. But that thing, please leave it there. Don't remove light from there. For me, because of the masses. Not just because of Air Force. If it happened, forget the whole of Ikeja. Forget about the whole of Lagos. Because they've already told you, even the states around will be affected. So, we will now say it's because of 1.4 billion naira, that these guys are owing, and you want to now finish the whole of Lagos. I'm not taking sides, everyone. I'm not taking sides. I'm not saying what, the Air Force personnel did, is right. No, it's not right at all. I totally condemn that. Well, let's look at it again and again and again and again and again. We need to protect those ammunitions that are stored there. That's what I am talking about. But it's opinion poll here. This is VOPFM, Voice of the People. The people. Can we talk about this now? Can we talk about this? So much to talk about. But hey, okay, you know what? Let me just read some of your messages. I promised I'll read your messages. The one you sent this morning. All right? I'll read it. Okay? Now, let me start with this particular message. It said, good morning, VOP family. If not for manipulations, what will make APC win any election after all these killings and hunger in the land? Chris from Iba. Okay. Let's leave that. Let's narrow it down to what we're discussing right now. Let's leave the messages you sent this morning. All right. My concern is what is playing out right now. Let's touch on the topic we are discussing right now. Everyone. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Mind what you say on the national radio, okay? In other words, be brief, very, very brief. Because I want to see if I can take several calls or several comments as possible. Is that fine? WhatsApp 08171756338 08171756338. All right? That's the number to send your message to, and I'll read it as quickly as possible. All right? Be brief and be civil. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Peter Monse from Somolu.
Good morning.
Sir, let me tell you that for today, I stand with Adams Oshiomhole. You see, Adams Oshiomhole should not be mourning and lamenting like Peter Monse in Somolu, who doesn't have opportunity to be in the National Assembly, the decision-making, the law-making body of the country. Adams Oshiomhole should be able to galvanize his other members of the National Assembly to scrap this discourse. I mean, how do you convince me that you sit down in your office and write what you call bill and go and impose it on people that they should pay? And somebody saying you owe them, nobody's owing NEPA. NEPA just sit down and then write whatever they want to write. I have been talking about our own experience. How can we, that we're paying 28,000 naira, and then suddenly they raise it to 58,000, and then in October they raise it to 260,000. For 3 months now, to 260,000. Tomorrow they will come and say, Alaji Raimi Mita is owing 1 million. People will say, go and pay your debt. How do you pay that type of debt? And let me tell you what the Air Force personnel have done. Ogami, when I was working with ITT, I was the one that carried out the survey of that Air Force base for telephone installation. When I went there, I made the hierarchy according to NITEL as they led me, and they gave me an officer that took me around so that I would not step on the ordinance. The officer took me around so that I would not step on bombs. What we are talking about is the life of the people that are in that place and the suburbs of that place. Let me tell you, if it is a country that the government is serious and honest, I am telling you that NEPA does not have any right to take life from the officer's base for 1 minute because we have ordinances that can destroy a whole community in that place. So if we were all given opportunity, we should invest the NEPA office and tell them enough of this rubbish. It's enough. In Oshiomhole now, since last week, we don't have light. As I'm talking to you now, my battery is about to be gone. Every time they take light and they bring this to give you that you did not consume, which country is this? Which rubbish is this? What has NPC come to do? You have destroyed NMPC. You move people to NPC to make money for government, and Nigerians are not enjoying. Then you move people to NEPA. You carry a whole asset of a country and put in the hands of the criminals. And they're telling you about A and B. That's what Nnamdi Kanu has said. Please, finally, I want to say, Nnamdi Kanu, we need a law from the National Assembly to proscribe this discourse and to nullify whatever they call negotiation that gave them the power of Nigeria. Businesses have closed down, companies have gone, and nothing is working. And Tinubu still allow these people to say what they create. As the demon got his headquarters in Nigeria, is Lucifer living in Nigeria that has taken over the brain of these people that are destroying this country. And somebody will come on and tell me that they are owing, they should go and pay. Nobody's owing NEPA. I repeat, nobody's owing NEPA because you cannot go to filling station and the pump dispenser just tell you, I have put the fuel of 300,000 and he did not measure it, and people will tell you to pay. That's what they are doing. They don't give you light. They don't give you meter to read whatever they give you, and they'll go and write any nonsense. Come and give you and say that is your bill, and people will say you should go and pay. Air Force base, Air Force officers, please don't give them anything because you are not owing them. They should have given you prepaid meter that will be able to read what you are. Once again, the life of people there. If I had that experience, I am telling you, Nigerian lives are more important than 4 billion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter or Monte. Appreciate you. Let me talk to this person. Hello, good morning to you. What's your name and where you calling from? Good morning. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning. What's your name? I can hear you. Good morning. Oh, sorry about that. Hello, good morning. 0700 903 903 903. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Civilian.
Okay.
Now, I'm asking, what is the benefit of all these forces in Nigeria? Do you know that the minus forces, NEPA, all this and EEDC, they cannot go to any state to collect light bill? Now, what is the benefit of Nigerians? If federal government cannot pay for light for all these forces, how can they help us with the poor? The Nigerian soldiers are supposed to pay for light bill for the first time. Is Air Force supposed to pay for light bill? What concerns Air Force and light bill? Let them go to Nigeria and collect their light bill. And whatever happened in that Air Force base, I believe God that them themselves know that they are not going to be safe. Moreover, this is something that Nigeria, the government is supposed to do to free our forces from all this bondage. How can they collect light bill from police, from soldiers, from army, from Air Force? Why should they collect this thing? Is a lie, is a deal between them and government. If a landlord will say, this house, this is my caretaker. He has no house rent. So why are they collecting light bill from forces? So Nigerian forces have no any benefit from this country. And they are serving our country with all their strength, with all their life, going for war from here to there. And after they come back, you come and ask them for light bill. That man must be crazy. That must be crazy. Okay? Government first not supposed to pay for school fees. They're not supposed to pay for hospital bill. They're not supposed to pay for light bill. Even their house rent. That is how they do in God. I don't know what you people are saying about. But then, first, if I'm a soldier and one man came to my house to cut my light, what I'm telling you before God and man, you just see himself.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Mind what you say on national radio. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning. What's your name and where you calling from? Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Can you move away from your radio set?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, my name is Chukuma from Ilata.
Okay.
Yes. Jide, we have been talking about fuel, and we have refinery here now, which is Dangote, and he said he can meet all our demands. Why are we still importing fuel in this country? If our leaders are leading us well, why are they importing fuel again and spending almost $10 billion? Which, I mean, why can't they just do something? Fuel is not supposed to cost more than 200 naira in this country. Why can't the leaders be us and give Dangote to refine what we have? Refine it in naira, sell it in naira, make money in naira here. What does it take our leaders to do one more thing and help this country, for God's sake? This fuel, Dangote is there, and all that, the product refinery they thought is working. The water refinery they thought is working. Kaduna refinery they said is working. Why can't they coordinate these things and refine it here and give to us free, almost 100, 200 naira, even 150? What is our government thinking that they cannot do small things because they are doing business with it so that they can import from their refinery overseas? I mean, God bless this country.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
God bless you too.
150.
Okay. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call, and 081 56338 is the number to send all of your WhatsApp message so we can read it out in real time. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, Najide.
Good morning.
My name is Mr. Buzoba.
All right.
Please, who do us like this in this country? Who do us like this? The same the first headquarters that failed to perform its own duty is now setting up a committee to investigate what happened. I believe it is the duty of the defense headquarters to pay the NEPA bill of this Air Force and the other military personnel. Why did they wait till the bill accrued to almost 4 billion and it could not be? I don't support the attitude of those Air Force that went and beat those disco or whatever. But the duty of the defense order, which they got allocations from Nigerians voted every year to take care of these things. What did they say? To pay this bill. And when you are not saying that that place now is loaded with bombs that can destroy almost the whole community, that can wipe away the whole Lagos. I pray this will not happen. When it happens now, the whole leaders now, they will start running around. Who do us like this in this country?
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Hello, good morning. All right, there's something this person is saying. I just want to read some of these comments, but then okay, hold on. Good morning. Okay, let me just read this comment. Well, I don't know why you are saying this, but then let me just read your comment first. Okay, he said. Let me read that very well. He said, in my own area, we contributed millions to buy our own transformer. And very long time now, no light. Despite that, we are still making payments for many months now without light. And still, NEPA, what? Okay, they should think of the effect before owing and not use it as an excuse. Amadi. Okay. Tochuku is saying, good morning. The attack of the electricity disco by the Air Force personnel at Lagos is revolutionary and has been studied by us to have been a way to avert the ministry, okay, to know that before increasing the electricity tariffs with their invented banding categories, they should have considered that, that monies can be spent by way of paying the discos, the consumption, by the Air Force. What are you trying to say? Okay, it's okay. Let me get back to what this person is saying here. A couple of persons are saying. Just make sure it's brief enough for me to read. Okay, don't take us to east, west, north, and south. The attack of the electricity disco by the armed forces personnel at Lagos is revolutionary. Okay, Tochuku Adele is the one saying that there, and has been studied by us to have been a way to avert the Ministry of Power to know that before increasing the electricity tariff with their invented banding categories, they should have considered that monies that can be spent by the way of paying the discos for consumption by the armed forces must have been, budgeted and appropriated at the beginning of the year. Therefore, where did they expect the armed forces to supplement and meet up with their increases? There's nothing wrong with what happened. At least this protest, couldn't be resisted by the police. The government should have paid the accumulated bill arrears, knowing full well that they invented the increased the banding categories rate. In fact, recall that it's IBB that told that the major reason for coup d'etat is this taking it far, my brother. Why now? What didn't happen? My concern is that we in Shogunle and parts of Mafoluku are also in darkness as a result of this problem. What is our own offense? We are not owing anybody. We are on our own prepaid meters. They said Air Force is owing. Is Mafoluku Air Force? Elder Samuel from Oshodi is the one who is sending that message. Okay. Let's see what you have to say. Hello. Good morning.
My Jody, my brother.
Good morning.
Mr. A on line from Ebeda.
Okay.
Honestly, the issue of NEPA and the Air Force, what I see there is that this case is like something that touch on the wrong side. On a man who is a killer, we will wound you. In the sense that be it Air Force, be it police, be it army, they don't lead by example. They don't lead by example. They spend Nigerian money, they just buy a policeman vehicle. You renew all the paper. They don't renew if it's 10 years you use it. You renew the vehicle license for 10 years. Because they are above the law. Why this people cannot put a head in Air Force They don't pay in Nigeria. They see themselves as alpha and omega. They will enter your boss, they will not pay. They will enter everywhere they are, they will use crackers. No, it's not possible. They should pay what they owe. Government should be paying for them. And then they should not respond alike. This level is not because of the problem. And NEPA cannot give them prepaid. They will never, they will bypass and start using the directly.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Hello? Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, talk to me.
From Oshiomhole.
All right.
See you there. Concerning the NEPA thing, those people, they are falling with Nigerians. They think you do anything, they will off your life, and there is nothing you can do. A time will come when they will recognize that we all are human beings, that we know our rights, and we will go by our rights. That is number one. Number two, on the refinery. You see, that is why they have refused to allow individuals to open private refineries. Because when they do, there will be competition. And all this importation thing will stop. And they want to go and import and put the price as they want. That is why they have refused individuals to open private refineries. When they do, this country will change. So many things they will do for this country to become well. It might take this morning.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate your call, okay? Thank you so much. Good morning. You need to move away from your radio set before you call, okay? Just simply move away from your radio set before you call. Thank you so much. I'll read more of your comments again, and then I'll take your calls. Okay? This person is saying, I have been calling you and you are not picking my call. Why? What have I done to you? Even my text is a problem. Why? Babo, I don't see anyone. They don't save any numbers, Babo, here. Okay? I pick calls randomly without knowing who is calling. So if your call no enter, no take that's what it is. You of all people should understand how it works. I have no enemy here on radio. I do my job without so please, if I'm not taking your call, just know I no see them. Or if I see them, maybe there are so many calls on ground and I tapped on any other one, and you should understand, okay? Sorry about that though. If you send a message and I'm not reading it, I didn't see it neither. Okay. In as much as Oshiomhole is part of the okay. Government told us they privatized NEPA, NNPC. Subsidy is gone, yet government still running these institutions. Where are CNG buses on our roads? It is very unfortunate that government, who are the real Ezekiel from Ejigbo, you're going far from what. I agree totally with Oshiomhole on electric discos. You buy transformer, a cable, and even prepaid meter with your money. They become properties of discos. What exactly are they charging band A or band B for when consumers buy these things by themselves? As for Air Force action, it is very bad. I don't believe the story of equipment that needs light in order not to explode. That is cock and boot story. They should go and pay their bill. Afam from Ejigbo is the one who's sending that message. Mr. Ogumbi from Idimu is saying IKEDC versus NAF. Our leaders are not serious at all. You mean NAF cannot go into negotiation with IKEDC? Is that what you're saying? Too bad. Don't they have yearly budgets they get from federal government? Can't NAF pay 2 billion naira upfront and pay the remaining balance installmental? They shouldn't be expecting IKEDC to write off their debt. It's not possible. And if any casala boss concerning those military equipment, like what we experienced 23 years ago, where there was fire outbreak in the military armory that caused the loss of so many souls, NAF should be held responsible. Notwithstanding, Adams Oshiomhole had spoken well, exactly what the public are facing in the hands of the discourse, but coming too late because IKEDC had established themselves reaping from where they didn't sow. However, Natasha's case should be what? Should be given necessary attention and shouldn't be swept under the carpet. Mr. Agumbi, thank you so much. I'm just touching on electricity matters alone this morning. Nobody is owing NEPA. Why should there be estimated billing when there is no service rendered? This is corruption of the highest level. Which type of leadership is this under IPC and its leadership? Because Nigerians... Billy from Ikoton, thank you so much. I think I should go back to the phone lines now. Let's do so. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Ekamejude.
Hi, good morning.
I thank you for your big work and everything you are doing there. That is, we are enjoying.
Thank you.
Kamejude. You see, Nigerian Air Force is owned by the federal government of Nigeria. Discourse and whatever you call it, NEPA is owned by the Nigerian government. So the problem and what we are seeing, all this rigmarole, because we don't have a capable hand in government. All these things should not happen. It's what we be settled amicably underneath. The Air Force will be given constant right to secure their dangerous equipment for the protection of the nation. Is it too much for federal government to pay money for the Air Force? Then they can now know where they will remove it after budgeting and expenditure. Why all this nonsense is front and back for Nigeria? Why must we be disgraced and be put into all this nonsense every day? It becomes a very shameful person to answer in Nigeria. Why? Thank you, Jerry. God bless you. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Obanyagbo said it's a pitiable disma pisma, and it is regrettably lugubrious. Hello, good morning to you.
Jude, good morning.
Good morning.
Jude, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Now you did chop with the script, please.
Joe from Bariga.
Okay, welcome.
Jude, in all this problem from the head to the toe, where are we going? Jude, I've said it before. No NEPA, high cost of food, everything, transport, everything. So it's still getting higher and higher. Jude, let me tell you the truth. You know the little Milo, I used to take it every morning. The little Milo, it's on 300 before, now it's 350. Maybe in my own side here. So, Jude, where are we going, please? Where are we going? And I've said this time without number. I've said it time without number. Let us protest. Our right should be given to us. This is democracy. It's not military. And then people say we are going to die. I said if we die, the rest will enjoy Nigeria. And everybody is sitting down comfortably in his own house. The youth we have, the other man has said it, that the youth are so lazy. The other man that ruled us last time, he said, you are too lazy. And what are we getting now? Is it not part of the laziness? When you cannot protest and tell government, this is what we want. You can tell government, this is what we want. Jude, what is happening in the country? Jude, what is happening? We are suffering. That is silence. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning to you too. Okay. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. Move away from your radio set. I told you earlier, if you want to call me, endeavor to move away from your radio set. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
I am Philip. I'm calling from Lagos.
All right.
I just want to speak on the first anarchy ABC clash last week.
Okay.
I think it's unfortunate that such things should have happened, even after a warning that there was something there, and even after keeping them in darkness for about 13 days or 14 days. It is wrong for the IKEBC or the power company or even the federal government to allow the Air Force personnel stay in darkness. Those who protect your life, those who protect the integrity of Nigeria, come back from the battlefield and stay in darkness. People should take time and visit the Air Force base. It's not far. It's not far from your station here. Just visit the Air Force base, visit the hospital. You see the mortuaries and everything are decaying because there is no light. Patients are staying outside taking drugs so that they can get air. Take time as well to visit the armories inside the base. It's close to some communities in Alaska. They are also in danger and they are not also having light now. So government should take it as a priority. 4 billion naira is not much. It's not as much as what they are stealing from the covers of this country. And pay on behalf of the Air Force. It is the Ministry of Defense that should take charge and pay these things so that the Air Force will have life. And like KBC should not be putting themselves in the matter by saying because they came to beat up our staff, that's why we should not give them light. There was a negotiation last weekend, last Friday, immediately after the incident, or last Thursday, immediately after the incident. And still, till now, after the negotiation, there is no light. And some people are supporting it. Let them not have light. Let them not have light. The dangers that are coming in the coming days are still more. And if they continue to give them, nothing, heaven will not fall. They should give them light. If the Air Force is paying 60 million naira every month, and they have paid that, they have been judicious in paying that from October last year to this March. Why can't, for goodness sake, give them light and you enter into negotiation allowed to clear the debt?
Thank you.
Thank you. That is just what I have to say.
Appreciate you. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Sunday by name. I'm calling you from Ikeja.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out with village. I don't know why Nigeria are always forgetting this. They don't remember what happened in 2002 in Ikeja cantonment. And those bombs, do you know that those bombs, the nuclear system, why they are just saying things? So even the military went there, it's for the safety of every citizen. They are not there because they know what is happening. They know what is going on. Because when those things have been disconnected to the police system, definitely one it can affect many lives. Now, and the connect their life for almost a month, and those things they need police system, and there is no police system. And those bombs, what of people from now? Those bombs need the police system. At least whatever happens, they should look at those aspects and human rights aspects. Look at what happened to the country in the cantonment because there is no police system on this bomb. One day, they now and I take the police side. How many people die? So they should look at all those aspects. They don't look at all everybody is talking. They did that because to save many people's lives, to save many lives. Even though you look at that thing, even though it is 3 hours they are giving, so that those them can be able to have the police system. So I think they should look at that aspect.
Thank you.
Those military are doing that for the safety of everybody. Going those bombs are exploited, now everybody will accept it. So they should look at it. They should not blame them.
Thank you so much.
So thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay. 0700 903 903 903. Ikeja Electric and versus NAF. Okay, this one is saying Chimeziem from Ijeshatedo is saying when a civilian like me and you takes such action that was being carried out by the Nigerian Air Force, you see the power distribution agency going to get the police to carry out arrest of such individual. They know what step and what to do. So I'm of the opinion that they should go get every individual who carried out such an act and arrest them. May God help us as a nation. Good morning to you. Okay. Okay, thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Oh, sorry about that. Please, I think you should call back if you can. Please call back. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp 081 717 56338. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Week.
Thank you so much.
It's from Eva.
All right.
Happy Mother's Day. Can you see this NEPA people there? This goes. The federal government must create them. The federal government doesn't have power to terminate the contract. They are so but what the federal government can do is to buy it back through banks. They have to team up with banks, commercial banks, because these people have defaulted. The loan they collect, they cannot pay.
Okay.
So what the federal government is supposed to do now in order to protect us is to tell the bank, to stand at the back of the bank, tell the bank to collect these people, the contract, because they have defaulted. Their collateral is the certificate. They used to, the contractor certificate. So they cannot collect it from these people because they have defaulted and hand it over to the federal government. That's their collateral. So the federal government can now know what to do with this contract, the eligible company, because it is politicians that are handling all these things. We are crying. If you hear their names, all these politicians, all these household names, all the politicians, they are the ones who doesn't have anything to do with the electrical engineering. They are the ones that are handling these things. So that's why they are just, all the loans they are collected, they have squandered that money. They are not using it for anything at all. We're just suffering. The government is not helping us in any way at all. Look at the things concerning that and all these social media people, Facebook, TikTok, all these things. Nobody is regulating them. Well, they are just doing whatever they like. They don't pay Nigerians. This one will say Nigeria is not monetized. Anything they like, they do. If they like, they collect all your data in a day. You cannot do anything. Nobody is protecting us. The call we are making, MTN now, you recharge your phone, they send one nonsense message, they collect all your recharge card. Nobody is protecting this country. Look at people. You recharge and travel to your village. By the time you come back, they say that you don't have anything again, you recharge another one. But in South Africa, from where they came to this country, it is permitted pay as you go. The problem we have is that our House of Assembly, the senators, all these nonsense what they are doing, they are collecting money from these people. The Committee on Communication, they are collecting money from these people. And when they collect money, these people are just recouping their money from us. Nobody is defending us. How is it that you don't watch these people, you don't do anything? They will just collect the whole money you recharge. And it doesn't happen anywhere in the world. In this country, your social media, you can never have millions of followers. They will be frustrating you. Why are we like this? Go to filling station and buy food. They will put the air. Go and buy gas. They will put the air. Nobody is regulating. This country doesn't have a leader. There is no leadership in this country. So what the government will do is to buy this and buy back from commercial banks. Because these people have defaulted commercial banks. Buy it back from commercial banks, collect this contract from them. Because they cannot pay those money they have collected. So someone said what they collected is more than what they put. Billions of naira, and it is our own money. That's why commercial banks are duping us also in order to cover all. When you put money in the bank to do small things, your money is gone. At times you will see maybe 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. What happened? You cannot know. At times you transfer 50,000 for somebody. They will say that the money hand. You go to a bank, they say you will receive it. So many people have not received their own. So many people, they are 300,000 gone, 500,000 gone. They tell you go to head office. Nigeria is doing rape. This country has been kidnapped. I'm telling you the truth. We don't have leaders in this country. These are spoiling.
Thank you so much.
My brother.
God bless you too. Appreciate you. All right, we'll be wrapping up pretty soon. Yeah, we'll be wrapping up pretty soon. Just want to take one or two more calls and we're good. All right? Yeah, that's what we'll do. Or read a couple of messages. Then we're done for today. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Kajide, good morning.
Good morning.
You have Onuko call from Ladipo, Fantastic Preserve.
Okay.
I just want to say that the bomb and lazy at Ikeja, they should take care. You remember what happened in Ikeja Katume that time? How many souls lost their life? And I just want to preach with the Nigerians. You see, when this thing happens, their children are not in Nigeria. It will not affect their children. It's common man because just like say for instance, Senate, what did they call it? Paper, this thing has been given to them. Security has been given to them. They are being guided. But common people are the ones that will pay the price. But that is not bothered me. What bothered me is it is not thought about the passport and agreement with the U.S. and Nigeria. You know, it's in the headline news in the morning, but he could not do this up. That is what concerns me because it's not a home. I needed to jackpot because Nigeria is home.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I have to leave now, everyone. I have to go. But before I do that, let me let you know. I think I said this earlier this morning. And I will reiterate right now about tomorrow. Just this tomorrow. Okay? Everyone, listen. Anytime soon, the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be conducting national head count. That is census, right? Already, 942 billion naira has been earmarked for this exercise. But do you know that since 1931 till now, up until now, we have not had a credible census in Nigeria? It has also been rigged in favor of a particular tribe in Nigeria. So it is not only INEC that is allegedly rigging the election. Nigerian Population Commission is also in the business of rigging census allegedly. For those who don't know, census is not just knowing how many we are in Nigeria, but it has a lot of economic and political importance, which makes it a very, very serious business. Now, tomorrow, by 10:30 tomorrow, I will once again invite Peter Anosike, right? Who have spent years and years researching on these issues. He will come and talk to us more on it. Those who have bought that book, 100 Years of Amalgamation, Igbos, What Hope in Nigeria, and has read, what he said on census, will agree with me that he is an authority on the matter because there is no book anywhere that has talked about the fraud in census more than the book 100 Years of Amalgamation, Igbos, What Hope in Nigeria. It is on chapter 8. For some of us who have the book, you can go to chapter 8, page 114 of the book, and entitled it The Charade Called Nigerian Census. As I said, I will be having him here tomorrow by 10:30 to talk to us on these issues. That book is still very, very much on sale. All right? It's very, very much on sale. All you need to do is just to send a message to the number I will call now. A whole lot of persons have been asking for this book, home and abroad. Home and abroad, I must say. I think you should also get the book. He wants everyone to get the book. And that's why he said it's just going to be for 5,000 naira. To get the book, just put a message across via WhatsApp, 070 121 464 54. Just send a message to 070 121 464 54. That's the number to just WhatsApp message alone. All right? And someone will respond to you accordingly. I'll be here with Peter Anosike tomorrow. My name is Jude, Ikami Jude. On social media, Ikami Jude, IKAMI Judeh. IKAMI Judeh. I will play the words of my friend and brother, Patrick Obahiagbon of Edo State. I'll play his words. Listen to his statement, his comments about the Nigerian state. My name is Jude. I'm out of here. Have a wonderful morning.
The pitiable dismal pisma glad when it's